If you're one of the 41% of Canadians who have their mortgage renewal coming up in the next 6 months, you're going to want to stay with me for this important video, and I'm going to share some information with you that could save you thousands of dollars on your renewal. Can you say interest rate differential? This is Nicole, Forrester broker with eXp, here on this beautiful fall day to share with you my market update for the Greater Toronto Area in review of our most recent results from September 2023. Overall, sales were down 7.1% in the Greater Toronto Area year over year in September 2023. New listings were actually up 44%, which is actually great news for buyers because we're always looking for inventory in the Greater Toronto Area. The average price of a home in September 2023 was up 3% year over year to $1,119,000. The average price of a detached home in the Greater Toronto Area was up 5.2% to $1,444,000. A semi-detached was up 4.9% year over year to $1,094,000. Townhouses were up 4.5% year over year in average price to $941,000 in the Greater Toronto Area. And our only lagging segment at this point is the condo apartment segment, which is actually down 3.3% year over year to $707,000. So let's talk about what's happening in our market. We've had a little bit of a reprieve from our buyers, so we're not seeing every home going in a bidding war. That is great news. It is time for buyers, new home buyers, and people who've been sitting on the sidelines because they didn't like the active competition to come forward. We have a brief moment in time where we can actually negotiate a few deals, on a few, not all. So that's great news. The Bank of Canada met in September and actually decided to stick on its interest rates. So they haven't put up the lending rate. We have another Bank of Canada meeting October 25th. We are anticipating that they likely will stick again. I don't think we are anticipating them lowering the rate, but our TREB, which is Toronto Regional Real Estate Board, has projected that they expect by mid-2024 that they will start to decrease the rate, and we will be once again in a very heated seller's market from then. That being said, another interesting fact is that we have 41% of mortgages coming up in the next 6 months in Canada, and rates have doubled. That means your carrying costs have doubled. It's more important now than ever on this renewal to know what's going on and know what the experts are talking about. Many mortgage rate specialists are feeling, in line with the economists and expecting rates to be down and start to come down mid next year and onwards. Many mortgage brokers are encouraging a 2-year rate, even some variable rate products, so that you can ride the interest rate on the way down, opposed to locking into longer rates. Some of the things that you can do to make your payments smaller is extend your amortization. That's the amount of time your loan is spread out over. So if you take a 25-year AM and you put it to 30 years, that's going to reduce your monthly payment. That just might help you in carrying double the cost when you're renewing this year. Another thing that's super important to keep in mind is what's called the interest rate differential. And I challenge you to ask your bank manager to calculate that for you, because they should know how. So they will charge you a 3-month interest rate penalty for breaking a mortgage term or the interest rate differential. Now, when is this important? This is important in the times that we have coming up ahead of us. We do expect that probably by the 2-year mark, the interest rate is going to be significantly lower than it is today. If you're locking into a 5-year rate at what we're offering or what they're offering in the next 6 months, in about 2 years, you're going to be off the current rate by quite a bit. And what does that mean? It means that 2 years from now, the interest rates will be down quite significantly. You'll still have 3 years left on your term. If you want to refinance or if you want to move, the bank is going to charge you not your 3-month interest rate penalty. They're going to charge you the interest rate differential, which is the money they're losing on the 3 remaining years at interest being paid at the higher rate. And they will charge you and calculate that higher rate. So now more than ever, based on your priorities, are you planning to retire in less than 5 years and downsize in your home? Are you planning to move up the property ladder at some point over the next 5 years? You really need to take a look at what's happening in your personal life and take a look at whether you plan to move in the next 5 years. Because this interest rate differential can really ding you with, we're talking $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 penalties that are much higher than a 3-month penalty, right? And this absolutely will affect you if you are planning to move when the interest rates are lower in 2 years and you still have 3 years left on a 5-year mortgage term. But right now, that 5-year mortgage term seems so sweet because the interest payment is the lowest you're going to see, and everybody's hurting from the mortgage payments doubling. So keep that in mind. If you'd like me to connect you with a team of mortgage specialists that I have dedicated to this special time of history where we have 41% of Canadian mortgages coming due, reach out to me. They always give my clients preferred rates and preferential treatment. So reach out at 416-909-2389 and I'd be happy to connect you with an expert that's going to look at your situation and help you decide what is best for you and your family. Thanks, and I hope you and your family have a wonderful Thanksgiving.